The principle of the air race is simple. It's man and machine against the clock. But to ensure fair play and consistent competition, there's a set of rules which the pilots have to follow.
Oh, look at the entry speed there. Just over 200 knots, that's within the rule book.
The first rule you have to obey is the start speed limit. Typically that's 200 knots, 230 miles an hour, but the race committee can vary that depending on the racetrack venue.
Entry speed must not exceed 180. That is near perfect. It's a nice, fast entry. He's right on the button here.
If you exceed the start speed limit, one of two things happen depending on how fast you're going. Basically, if your speed is 201 on the start speed indicator, that's a 1 second penalty added to your time. If it starts with a 202 or more, that's a DNF.
Too fast, over 200 knots. It's a DNF, did not finish.
The next rule you have to obey is the incorrect level rule. The rules say that through the double gates, your wings must be within 10 degrees of level. If your wings are more than 10 degrees from level, it's a 2 second penalty.
There's a possibility that he's got an incorrect level on gate 12. He gets 2 seconds.
The next rule, flying too high. You must have your fuselage reference point, and that is basically your head. The pilot's head must pass below the top of the pylons. So if your fuselage reference point is above the top of the pylons, it's another too high, 2 seconds added to your time.
Very, very late and too high in gate 5.
Obviously, what a lot of the crowd come to see is people hit pylons. We don't like people hitting pylons, but it's a rule. If you hit a gate, if you hit a pylon, it's a 3 second penalty. If you hit a second pylon, it's another 3 second penalty. If you hit a third pylon, though, that's bad news. That's a DNF.
Oh, he's clipped a pylon. 3 seconds. Gate 6 has gone down. 3 seconds added automatically to the Japanese pilot's time.
Double pylons, we need to see the pilots flying level. So if you're judged to be climbing through a gate or descending through a gate, incorrect level, another 2 seconds added to your time.
Number 37, Palunchik, 1 minute 6.660 seconds. It includes a 2 second penalty for sinking in the gate on gate 6.
In pushing the limits, the pilots can pull up just before passing through a gate. But the judges are watching closely to ensure that each plane is flown horizontally between the pylons. They use the fuselage of the aircraft as their reference point for any decision.
Safety line, very important. Safety, Red Bull Air Race is all about safety. We're very, very determined to maintain the safety. So if a pilot is judged to have crossed that safety line, the buffer between the track and the crowd, if he crosses that even by a metre, it's a big issue, and that's disqualification. Maximum load factor, that is how much G is the pilot pulling. That has issues. Obviously the strength of the aeroplane, the structure of the aeroplane is designed to withstand a certain amount of G. We need to ascertain, to check that the pilot isn't exceeding that amount of G. So we monitor that very carefully. 1,000 times a second we're monitoring the G inputs that the pilot is putting on the airplane. So if you exceed the maximum G, again, DNF.
Oh, it's an over-G penalty. Oh, goodness me. He's out. A DNF for Yoshi Maruya. More drama here.
Next rule, course deviation. Pretty simple, really. We expect you to follow the course. So if a pilot goes outside a gate or clips inside a gate, that's a course deviation, DNF.
Good decision there. How you feeling?
Very important that smoke is coming from the aeroplane at all times it's in the track, so everyone can see it clearly.
Number 27 even off. You're cleared into the track. Smoke on.
If the pilot is judged not to have his smoke on for the entire run, that's a 1 second penalty.
Oh, there is no smoke on the plane. 1 second penalty.
There are lots of penalties that the pilot could get, but in the race tower we do not like giving penalties. We want to see everybody run as fast as they can with no penalties. I think the pilots think we want to give them penalties. We don't. We love to see them race without the penalties.
It's a good time. He's right on the mark as well.
59.456 seconds, no penalties.
The rules exist to make the sport fair and, above all, safe. Safety is a priority for the Red Bull Air Race World Championship. The safety of pilots, team members, and the thousands of fans who come to watch the event live on location. The race committee and the judges are constantly monitoring conditions in all flying sessions to ensure that the competition can proceed as planned.